Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Electric Bunny, or Bunny for short. Today I have a very special video for you guys. This video is part of the 2025 Halloween doll collaboration. I'm so excited that I got to work alongside with these other talented doll artists. I hope you guys are excited to see all their videos because all their dolls are spectacularly fabulous. And so for my doll, for a warning for everybody, if you have arachnophobia, this is a spider doll, so just want to put that out there so we don't scare anybody. I don't want to do that, so that's the warning. There's an arachnophobia warning in this doll video. So my doll is based off the yokai Jorōgumo. It's a mythical creature in Japanese folklore, where it's a beautiful shape-shifting woman that shapeshifts into like a spider and seduces and traps men, and leading them to their demise, which I thought would be really interesting to do. Because also my partner who modeled the doll for me has been begging repeatedly for me to make a spider doll because they wanted to sculpt a spider BJD. So this is what I hope you guys are excited for, because I finally gave in and was like, okay, we'll make a spider doll. We'll do that this year. And they've worked really hard on the BJD model. There's definitely some things I think we'll do differently next time. Instead of printing it in resin, I think we'll print the body in filament, because throughout the process of making this doll, I had some struggles with the legs snapping. The body, the abdomen part itself is resin, it's all resin, but the abdomen is quite heavy. And resin doesn't really flex very well. I mean, I guess I could have tried flexible resin, but it is a little more expensive. But you know, with the amount of resin I use, I maybe should have done that. I don't know. But I think next time, just to prevent any kind of breaking, which did happen, and a lot of legs were snapped. She was, for a while, had 5 legs, and then of course, when I was editing, or when I was taking her photos, one of her legs snapped during that, and we had to reprint a lot of the legs with filament. So I think next time we'll print the whole body and legs and stuff like that with the filament printer, and then the torso part with the resin. So if you guys would like to see another spider video, I'll probably do that instead, because all this breaking nonsense was very stressful. But we got through it, and we got the pictures, and we got the video done. It's just now she has 7 legs currently, and definitely later we'll fix that. But for now, let's talk about who is in the collaboration. And here are all the doll artists that are part of the collab. Val Kitty's World, I Could Do That DIY, Delightful, Enchantarium, H. Ollie Grass, Jackie O, Stefu Dolls, Hexgen, and yours truly. So now let's go ahead and get the doll video started. Woo! Spoopy time. So first we're going to start with the body. So I'm going to show you how we put the legs together for the body. The legs are in 3 different little sections. This little round piece goes inside the abdomen, and then the legs are in 2 pieces to make them move. I was trying to think of a word. Articulated, that is the word I'm looking for. Oh my goodness. And so we're going to add a nut inside of the top part of the leg. And I kept struggling a lot because everything was like magnetized, so everything was sticking to itself that was metal. Yeah. And we're just gonna connect the two leg pieces together once we got the nut in finally. And then we're gonna add the bolt and screw that in place, and then we'll have the two parts of the leg together to make the leg articulate, because that's what my partner really wanted to do, was make sure that the leg was, or make sure that the spider was very articulated in the legs. They were very passionate about this doll today that they were making, or that they modeled. They've been wanting to make a spider doll for so long, oh my goodness, and yeah, we finally did it. Did struggle a little bit with trying to get the stuff in place in the legs, because stuff did not want to line up all the way, but we got it. We got the legs together. There we go. And now we can add the other bit here so we can add the leg to the abdomen part. And same thing, we're gonna add the nut on the inside of the leg and put this piece in and add the bolt and screw it in. And then voila! Leg piece. And now we're going to add another nut inside the abdomen on the side piece where the little legs are at, where the legs go. And we're just gonna try to put the leg in there. Wiggle that in, wiggle that leg in. Add the bolt, which I feel like this part was definitely hard, trying to get the legs to fit, because like the resin, I believe, shrunk and or kind of warped a little bit, so there was a lot of sanding involved to get the legs to fit into the abdomen. Once we finally wiggled it enough, we could screw the bolt in, and then we're gonna have to do that 6 more times. And once we're all done adding the legs, I sprayed it with a satin finish to kind of make it look, the body look a little more glossier and nicer. And now we're going to add the torso. So the torso, the string fits through the tiny, or not tiny, they're not really tiny, the 2 holes here on top of the abdomen. I like to use a lighter to singe my elastic a little bit so it doesn't fray anymore. I'm just going to string the elastic through the abdomen, measure it out to how much I need, and put the torso pieces, or string the torso pieces onto the body. And once we get the elastic measure out, we're going to pull it as tight as we can through the torso and tie it off. And voila, we got the torso on top of the body. And now for the arms. My least favorite part, honestly. I hate doing arms because I'm always really bad about telling which side is left and right. Because they look so similar to me. That's why I usually have my partner string the dolls for me. Because since they made it, they know it best. So we're just going to string on the arms. I like to use a pipe cleaner to kind of get everything strung onto the elastic. I think I had the elbow upside down, and I realized that after I put it on. There we go. And after the elbow, it's the forearm. Try to make sure I have everything the right way. They did print out a chart for me that shows the doll pieces, which one's left and right, but I lost it. I'll have to find out again so I don't struggle next time. And now that we got the arm on, I'm going to use the S-hook to pinch onto the end of the elastic, and we can add the hand so we don't lose the arms and they can stay on. It'll help us stay on while I do the other side. This thing did not want to pinch for me. Oh my goodness. It kept like slipping. And there we go. Add the hand. Pull the elastic. And then we can string the other side. Also, I really love the hand details because my partner gave her really long nails. I love those so much. I think they're so pretty. And now that she's all strung, we can go ahead and show off the body and how it looks fully. And she also has a new faceplate, and they added her extra eyes and made the fangs bigger, so they're more noticeable when I go to paint them. Now let's work on the abdomen. First we're going to, I wanted to do some kind of design on top of the abdomen. So originally, I don't know if you can kind of see on the doll, but I did paint something on it and then I took it off. I was going to try to do spider lilies, but I didn't like how they looked and I felt like it looked a little too busy. So I just threw on some shapes instead afterwards. I think it looks kind of cool. I just wasn't sure what to put on the back of the spider body. I just kind of looked at different spider, oh my goodness, spider designs and just kind of drew on some shapes for the back. I just didn't want to leave it plain and empty, so. And so after I draw on the shapes, I'm using some red paint to fill it in, and it takes many layers to get it to the opacity that I want. So off camera I did that. I added all the layers on. And this is how she's looked once I finished getting all the layers onto the body. And I sprayed her with this cool color shifting paint. It's like purpley blue. It's kind of hard to tell in the photos. It kind of looks silver, but I swear it's not. And then after that, I decided to give the nails a little something. So I put a very light, like nude pink on the nails because I wanted them to look natural. And I kept going out of focus with the hands, but sorry about that, guys. And at the very tip of the nail, I added a little black and then kind of brushed it out. Or kind of like, yeah, blushed it out. That's what I'm looking for. And just kind of make them look more, I don't know what I was going for. I thought it looked cool, honestly. And now for the outfit. So for her outfit, which honestly, this was really easy. I just had to make her a top and nothing else. So I'm making her a corset, and we're going to sew those right sides together. The front to the side part of the front, the side part. I'll leave all the patterns down below for you guys in the description. And then we're going to add the sides to the side front. And then lastly, we're going to add the lace to top and bottom of the corset. And then of course she needs like little kimono arm pieces, so I'm making those. I'm gonna hem the top part of where the arm goes in, and on the outside of the kimono piece I'm gonna hem that and add some more lace. And here's how it looks so far. Folding the lace or the kimono piece right sides together, I'm going to sew from the armpit and down, and then hand stitch the one side of it so the arm can still go through the kimono. And now she has her obi. I'm just using a red satin, hemming the top and bottom part of the obi. And I braided some cord and going to sew that to the obi to give it a little more, make it a little more decorative. And I accidentally made the obi a little small, so we're gonna use this lace that I have here and add that to the back to make it more like a corset top or corset obi. It's just gonna tie in the back. And this is how everything looks. And here's the sleeves. And voila! The outfit is done. Easiest outfit I've ever had to make. And now for the face up. So for her eyes, I wanted to give her really pretty red eyes to match the rest of the outfit. Once her eyes were dried, I added some iridescent nail polish just to make them a little more shinier. Added my gem for the pupil. And then use a little bit of UV resin to fill the eye. And then coat the top of the eye with some gel and hit it with some UV light, and the eyes will be done. And voila! And now for her face. So originally we did print some eyes to go inside her extra eyes, but they didn't really fit, and for the time purposes we decided that epoxy sculpt would be best to fill in the top part of the eyes. So using 2 parts epoxy and gloves, I am going to add that to the eyes, or add that inside the head for the eyes, that's what I mean. And once we're finished with the eyes, I let the epoxy sculpt cure for 24 hours, and then we can paint them. So I'm going to paint those red as well, which also took a couple coats for opacity. And once the eyes are dried, I sprayed the doll with some Mr. Super Clear UV black cut. And now I'm just going to kind of shade around the eyes just to give them a little more depth. That way they don't look so flat on her face. I'm using a burgundy pastel around her eyes first. And then kind of cleaning up with an eraser around the eyes because I did a little too much in spots. Just trying to find a happy balance to make sure it all looks good here. And then using that same color, I'm going to blush that around her other set of eyes. So many eyes on this doll. But I love it though. I love the mold so much. I think it turned out really pretty. And then after that, going over the burgundy color, I'm adding a more vivid red around all of the eyes. I wanted to go really heavy with the red on her face to match her outfit, of course, and her abdomen. And after we're done with her eyes, I am using this kind of peachy beige color to sculpt around her nose, give her nose a little more definition, and then blushing it up into her eyelid area. Try to make her nose look snatched. And using a peachy shade, I am just blushing that into the crease of the eyes to give that crease a little more definition. And then like a very coral pinky color, I am blushing that around the eye and cheek and side of the forehead area. And then adding some more red because I kind of lost some of that when I was blushing the cheek area a little bit. So definitely bringing that red back in. And using some white to highlight her nose, eyes, and underneath her eyes. And then of course her upper eyes as well, highlight around those. Definitely trying to pat on the white for the inner corner of the eye. Trying to pat that on as much as I could. And I'm adding some red to her lips. Just lightly because I'm going to blush on a darker color over the red. I just wanted the lips to have some kind of pigment first before I added a darker color. And I'm using like a really dark purple to go over the red and kind of making this really pretty plum color. And now for the liner. My camera kept going out of focus on this doll. I don't know why. It was so frustrating I could not get her to stay in focus for me. I'm using some black acrylic paint that I thinned out and using my very tiny liner brush to paint on her liner. Give her that wing liner. and using the black acrylic paint to give her some lashes. Just try and make them look very usually I don't like to make them very big, but I was trying to make them very like I cannot think of the words today. Oh my goodness, guys. Very extra. Just trying to give her some very extra lashes. I want to make her look very spidery. And using some white acrylic paint, we're just gonna paint on the fangs and the teethies. And after all that is dried, I am using some color shift glitter paint to kind of paint on the inner corner of her eyes. There we go, pretty. All nice and glittery. And I mixed some color shift mica powder and with some resin, and I'm going to paint that over top of the upper eyes to give them some pretty shines. And then we'll cure it with the UV gel and we'll be all done with the face. Or cure it with the UV light, not UV gel, oh my goodness. Cure it with the UV light and then we'll be done with the face. And now for the wig, the final part. So I got this wig off of AliExpress for like ever ago. It's just a really pretty long black wig. I honestly was not sure what I wanted to do for her hair, so I just decided to give her like a little half updo. So, I'm just gonna get two sections on the side and tie those together with an elastic. First I wanted to just do like a big braid, but then I changed my mind. I didn't like how it looked. So we're just gonna do the half updo. And after getting the elastic in and tied tightly, we're gonna do a swoop to bring the ponytail under, or I guess through the, I don't know how you describe that. And then her little updo. And because this wig had bangs and I had to split the bangs up so you could see the eyes. So you can see the track on the wig. So we're just gonna glue some really delicate spider lilies that I printed and some other little charms on her hair. And also I'll leave a link down below for the spider lilies for the 3D model. And then we are all done and we could show off all the pictures. Alright everybody, thank you so much for coming to my video. I hope you guys enjoyed the custom doll video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for if you are new. And don't forget to go check out the other artists. I will leave all their links down below, and all the patterns I use down below, and also the 3D file for the spider lily also down below. And also, if you want to see more, I will be on Twitch tonight. Tonight is a special collab with two of my favorite streamers, me, Captain Quadricorn, and Lollipop VT, and of course my partner / co-host Devi will be tackling the back rooms. I'm really excited to play. I think it's gonna be very chaotic. So I will also leave down below my Twitch and everything. So come hang out and have a good spooky time. Have a good day, everybody, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody!